Hey everyone, Castellan here, getting back to the heart of this channel by presenting you with another street corner tour. It's not a full city tour, it's not just a mock showcase, it's my own personal hybrid video. And with that, let's cut the preamble and get straight to looking at the corner office. And now we'll jump off the tripod to take a look at this building from some different angles. As you can see, it's a pretty tall building, significantly taller than either of the two official modulars that I have chosen to flank it with. You will also see that I have tried to use a new color on this building. This time, the sand green color, which works significantly better than some of the colors I've experimented with in some previous mocks, which of course are not pictured in this video. You will also see that this is a corner building, which uses almost all the corner, but not quite. And now we're back on the tripod as I talk a little bit about the design criteria I had for this building. So once again, I started with just creating the shell of the building, and then worrying about all the interiors later. The basic idea of the building started as a footprint, where I was trying to create as much interior space as possible, while also using the fewest floor plates as possible. In that footprint, I wanted to get as much storefront glazing as possible, as you can well see, and I also wanted to do that in some sort of pattern with some colored inset panels, which in this case ended up being that sand green. Overall, I kind of like the effect. And now we're going to take a closer floor-by-floor look of this mock, starting with the ground floor. And here we have a detail of the glazing and the inset colored panels. As you can see, the glazing always appears in pairs, and on the ground floor is covered by a slight awning. Very useful in the areas where we have a door. Where we don't have a door, it's just there for decorations. And of course, as this is a corner building, that pattern repeats on the other side. And now for the inside of the building, where I do have to admit that the ground floor is the least developed of all the interiors of this building. We'll start off with that lobby that I just showed from the outside, which takes you obviously into a lobby and then up the stairs onto the next floor. It also has access into a very, very tight little bathroom, where I probably spent a lot more time on the details, like that sink, which will probably be never seen and maybe can't even be shown very well in this video. To save on pieces, the lobby is open to the main tenant finish of the ground floor by just a simple gate, which actually is a little bit operable. And now for the ground floor tenant finish itself. I wanted to do something special with this space. After all, it occupies the prime real estate of this building, right on the streetscape. However, I just didn't have any great ideas for it. I desperately tried to put it to fit in a pool hall, because I did have two pool tables from other official Lego sets, but I just couldn't get them to fit with convincing space around the pool tables. So, the decision I came to in the end was to make this building a easy chair showroom. Kind of a lazy idea, but at the time that was all I had. So, let's get her out of here. You can hopefully see a collection of easy chairs, some from official sets, some very haphazardly built just from scratch. Plus, of course, a few standard chairs just so that they have them. And again over here, an easy chair from an official set, and one that I just sort of made up. But if I'm honest, this location does feel right for a showroom, because I really can see a minifigure walking down the street, seeing a chair through the window, and walking right in to look at it. Before I jump fully into the second floor, it's worth taking a moment to reiterate that I designed this building as a shell first, and only later went back and put in the tenant finishes. When I was building this, I considered making the entire building a single office suite. However, I ultimately nixed that because anything worthy of taking up an entire building this size deserved a less generic building. That meant that when I finally decided to go back and make individual suites out of things, was already stuck with a floor plan. And that design already included those stairs, and that glass, and a whole lot of space that pretty much had to be used as a lobby. So ultimately, a lot of wasted space. Oh well. And with that said, let's actually look at this second floor suite, which is, as you can see, a therapist's office. We start off right off the lobby with the secretary's station. As you can see, the secretary has a wraparound desk, a computer, and some files and whatnot behind her. And then an angled higher desk, basically for people to write on as they come in and get receptioned. Also, just to decorate things, we have a couple of basically perches for the office parrots. And a quick look from the other angle just to show off those office parrots, and to show off the secretary's computer. And from the reception area, we move through another glass door into the secretary's office proper, which fittingly includes a couch for a guy to lay on, and the secretary's chair, complete with a side table, another side table, and a hanging lamp. It may be worth pointing out that the therapist herself sits on another easy chair that probably could have appeared in the showroom below. It's a little hard to stick my hand down there, but you may be able to tell because it's off-center that the chair with the armrest parts actually swivels independently from the back. You also may be able to see that I tried to put a glass back behind her, or behind the therapist's station, in order to try and get some light from the back. And here is a view of that back, where I did include a window in the stairwell. Like I implied, the thought was to get some window lights from this window through that other lights in the office, and basically backlight the office, but it just didn't work. I think I need to do something that's a bit less complicated. And now we come to the third floor tenant finish, the architect's office, which is really what made this building for me. As you can see, we start off with the same footprint as the office below, with the same oversized lobby and same glass doors entering into it. We start off in the main open space of the office, where we have, of course, the plan table, where contractors can gather around, take a look at the plans of whatever building is being built, and discuss what needs to be done and how they need to do it. Joining the contractors, of course, is an office dog, because everything involved in construction needs an office dog. We've got a office plant, and the office coffee maker, because it's Lego, there's coffee everywhere. And over here we have the drafter's station, with a big double monitor for drawing up those big plans and referring back from one page to another. Around the drafter we've got, of course, some other tables, a little bulletin board or something, and room for whatever drinks you need to get you through the day. And on the other side of that wall we have the office of the architect himself, which most prominently features a big drafting table with a parallel bar for the old school architect. We've got just a side table. Up above, we've got a shelf with the big old-fashioned suites catalogs. If you worked in an architect office that isn't totally modern, you will know what those are. We've got a custom hanging lamp over the drafting station. And covering up that glass panel that leads to the staircase, we have a very full bookshelf. And lastly, we have a drafting station for the architect himself, because even an old-fashioned architect complete with bow tie uses computers a little bit. And lastly, we come to the roof of this building. As you look at the parapet, you can see that this is the most advanced parapet I've yet put on one of my MOCs. I tried to mimic the color pattern from the lower floors in what little space I had. It's not perfect, but I'm kind of proud of it. Once again, we've got the most advanced HVAC rooftop unit that I've put on any of my buildings. It's not advanced in the grand scheme of things, but it's more than what I've done in previous MOCs. We also have just a little bit of a skylight into the main parts of the suites below, And we finish off the roof with a very basic doorway to the stair tower below, with a little icon of the building, a locked light, and an unlock light. And with that, we conclude this street corner tour of my latest modular MOC, the corner office. Final thoughts? I'm happy with it. I successfully used a new color, which is a big achievement for me. One thing I tried in this MOC was to get some more light into the interior of the building. You sort of saw this when I took the video from outside looking in. I was halfway successful, but I think to be really successful, I need to do just a straight look-through building with light on two sides, front and back, rather than this corner building where I've got light on two sides, front and side. You just don't get quite as much backlighting that way. And backlighting is what really lets you see into the building. So I will probably try that in some future video. Until then, you can leave any thoughts in the comments below, hit the like button if you liked what you saw, and hit the subscribe button if you want to see what I try next. Until then, bye.